Good morning, everybody. Fellow grasshoppers, I should say. So, we are on chapter 4 of our little 12 laws of being human. And I did see in the comments someone wants to talk more about the law of attraction or manifesting, things like that. I'm working on that, and I hope to do a little video on it. It's a complicated topic. For anyone who knows anything about it, it's something it is really simple and easy, but yet it's complicated at the same time. I don't know how else to explain it, but I am working on that. Right now I'm going to go ahead and we'll do chapter 4, and chapter 5 and 6 I might do together, because I think chapter 5 is the one that's just super short. So yeah, let's get started. I hope everybody's having a great day, and I hope after you see this video, you have an even better day. Alright, so we're on chapter 4, the law of change. And this states, a lesson will be presented to you in various forms until you've learned it, then you can go to the next lesson. And this was also stated in chapter 2, the law of lessons. A lot of these, like I said in my last video, a lot of these kind of intermingle and intertwine. Some things are said in a different way because we sometimes need things stated in a different way before we get that aha moment, or we just pick up on it, or we can apply it. So I think that's what a lot of this is. So if you go back and you listen to chapter 2, you'll see there's very similar things, and they kind of work together. So under this law, history will repeat itself until you learn the lesson and take steps to do something else to prevent this cycle. Change gives you a new way to create a new future and a better version of yourself, free from the patterns of the past. If you experience the same situation repeatedly, for example, you may be involved with the same unwanted partner, or maybe even the same type of job. There's a lot of different same types of friendships. There's a lot of areas this can apply to. But this is the law of change in action. This is a way for the universe to nudge you to learn a lesson. The pattern will repeat if you do not learn from experience and do something else to become a better version and stop this vicious cycle. The problem is that many people think too much and do not feel well enough. To change the pattern and the problem, we must be able to connect thoughts and feelings, then adjust to make changes accordingly. And it's not easy. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I struggle with it. I struggle just trying to get out of the pattern of procrastination. Doing these videos. I want to do a video each day, but it's like I don't know if it's an insecurity or what, but it's like, oh, I'll do it later. And I don't know if I just want to present this element of perfection as best I can for everyone, but I'm working on it. So like I said, it's not an easy thing to overcome those patterns. Meanwhile, if everything around you changes suddenly and drastically, take it as a sign that you have made significant progress in your recent development. The definition of madness is to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. This statement fits the meaning of the 10th karmic law from book 12, the 10th law from the book 12 Laws of Karma, and it says, the past repeats itself until you learn from it and take a new direction. And we will get to the 12 Laws of Karma. I'm not sure if that'll be the next book I talk about, but we will get to that. If you're not happy with your past, you need to learn from it and find a new way. Only then can you create a better future for yourself. Without the changes, nothing will change. And this reminds me of a story. Wayne Dyer did this, and I'm going to put the link in the comments or in the description below to watch this. It's not very long, and it's one of his older clips. And he said, I believe he had people write down the 5 chapters of their life. And it's called Walk Down Another Street. And it really sums up what this chapter is saying. And so it's worth listening to, I think. And like I said, it's not that long. So if you like it, great. Let me know. All right. Change gives you a fresh path so you can create a new future. And with that, you create a better version of yourself. So free yourself from the patterns of your past. And if you don't, life will nudge you, push you, and shove you repeatedly until you are in the right direction. This is a theory that says life will increase in intensity until you learn what it's trying to teach you. It may start off with something small, like getting away with a warning after being pulled over after drinking. But if you don't correct your behavior, the next time you might end up in jail for drinking and driving. This is a part of how you grow as a human. But paying attention to the lessons life tries to teach you, whether it's your habits, your job, or your relationship, you'll find them everywhere. So remember, life will nudge you, push you, or shove you repeatedly until you are in the right direction. Which lesson you take depends on how well you pay attention. Lessons are repeated until they are learned. The problems and challenges presented, the frustrations are more of a lesson, and they will be repeated until you see them and learn from them. Your own knowledge and your ability to change are requirements for enforcing this law. Also fundamental is the acceptance that you are not a victim or fate of circumstance. Causality must be recognized. Things happen to you because of your condition and what you do. Blaming others for your misfortunes is escape and denial. You're responsible for yourself and what happens to you. Patience is required. Change does not happen overnight, so give time for change to happen. And I'll stop here for a minute because it's very easy for us to say, of course that happened to me. I just have bad luck. Nothing goes my way. Or this happened because this person made me do this or made me feel this way, and that's why I did this. This is important to recognize. And again, it's not easy. But if you catch yourself doing that, maybe step back for just even a few seconds and look at it from a different point of view. Look at it as if this is a friend telling you something and you aren't the one in the middle of it. Can you look at it from a different perspective and say, but this is what you did? Or not tell them that, but think of it in a way of, well, what led up to that? Most times you're going to find these are choices you've made. These are situations you've put yourself in. Not intentionally. We don't put ourselves in bad situations or situations that are going to affect us negatively intentionally, in most cases anyway. But if we're finding ourselves getting in those situations where things are consistently going wrong, it's almost as if we're expecting things to go wrong if we get to that point. And if you expect things to go wrong, they're going to keep going wrong. We will, and this will go back to like the law of attraction, the law, manifestation. What we expect is really what we will continue to get more often than not. So when you do find yourself in this repeated pattern, try to step back and look at it from a different perspective or point of view and think, what can I do differently? How can I expect a different outcome? And these will be things we'll get into more and more as we go on in future videos. But I think that's basically what this is saying. And if this isn't how you interpret this, put it in the comments that you interpret it differently, and I would love to hear your perspective on it. And again, patience is required, like it said. Don't think, well, I'm just going to expect to have a good day today, and every single day is going to be a great day. But if you get up, and I've done this I can speak from experience. I started expecting to just have a good day. And when I did that regularly, I had some pretty good days. I started to have more better days than bad. Not that everything was smooth sailing, not that I didn't have setbacks, not every day wasn't perfect, but I did start to see a pattern where I had more and more, better or positive days than I did negative. And when I did have a negative day, I was able to really just kind of step back and say, you know what, tomorrow's going to be better. And inevitably, the next day was better. It didn't happen overnight. But when you get yourself in that, it It really does work. And I need to get back to it because I fell off of that, and I need to focus a lot more. These books are helping me realize what I do need to focus on. And it says the road will not be smooth. There will be bumps on the road. No one wants the bumps, but they are going to be there. When you approach a bump, you'll have two options. Go over them or go through them. Actually, there's also a third option, which is to stand still, but that's not going to take you anywhere. If something stands in your way, you probably won't feel well until you are safe and sound on the other side. Bumps are not called bumps because they feel good. They're called bumps because they are jarring and they sometimes hurt. Like every bump on the road, they are sometimes the only way to get over it. But no matter how big the bump is, the ground on the other side is smooth. It says always smooth. There's a positive lesson in every life experience. Remember to note the lesson, especially if things are not going the way you want. If you have made a mistake, that will take you back a little, or a business agreement or relationship does not work. It just means that a new opportunity awaits you. And the lesson you learned is the first step towards it. So that concludes chapter 4. And we're at the 11-minute mark, so I don't want to talk too long on this. But I needed this chapter because, you know, I do a lot of those things still. I either procrastinate or I'll do the same thing, but yet I still expect a different outcome. And it doesn't work that way. If I'm doing the same thing, I'm going to get the same outcome. I can hope all I want, and I can wish all I want, but that's not going to happen. So when things do go maybe not your way, or you're feeling you're in just that tough spot and nothing goes right for me, if you can find one tiny thing, and it doesn't have to be monumental, it doesn't have to be huge, you don't have to have the solution to every single problem, right? Just step back and think, what could I do different next time? Or what could I have done different that maybe would have given me a different outcome? And you'd be surprised at how the smallest change in your thought pattern can make a really big impact. Maybe not overnight, but if you stick with it, it really does. It's just a matter of learning a new pattern in life. And I just had this discussion with one of my really great friends, and she was telling me I needed to, just have a new pattern, especially, with doing my videos. I want to start an exercise program, and I just keep kicking that can down the road. Well, like she said, you brush your teeth every day when you get up, don't you? So it's a matter of just getting started and implementing that pattern, and then you will keep doing it because you start to see those results, and you want more of those results. You want more of the good results. So it's just a slow process sometimes, depending on the person. Some people can jump in and be all in. But like I said, this concludes chapter 4. I'm going to put the link for the Wayne Dyer video. It's not very long. I forget how many minutes, maybe like 8-9 minutes. It's a fun little story about making different choices, and I think you guys will enjoy it. If you have anything else you would like to share, let me know. If you have a different interpretation on this chapter, absolutely, I'd love to hear your comments. I'll even do a video and talk about that. And there will be a video coming on the law of attraction, manifestation, things like that. I'm just gathering some more information because I, again, don't want my videos too long, and I also want to just make it as easy as possible without getting too wordy, too lengthy, and too complicated. But I hope everybody has a wonderful day. I think I'm going to have a wonderful day. That's what I'm planning on. And I hope to hear from you. Bye.